Hi and welcome back to Haunting the Collector with me, Jace, and today finally I'm going to get round to discussing, albeit briefly, the upcoming Amazon Prime TV series, The Rings of Power. Ooh. And I don't know if you saw, but there was loads of images released yesterday, loads of images, 24 I think in total. Now there's been a lot of stuff online and a lot of stuff on YouTube with people trying to guess who all these images are. Don't worry, I'm not going to go through all 24. Because I have nowhere near the knowledge required to even hazard a guess at half of those images. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got the vaguest idea. Actually, I've got them here. I'm currently in the middle of reading The Silmarillion, and then I've got The Unfinished Tales. So I'm doing all my revision now as I go. So yeah, plus there's a couple of other YouTube channels at least where they went through all 24 at length and who they thought and why. But these are, I'm going to go through just a few of the images that leapt out at me and who I think they are and why. So, and what I'm going to do is, if you didn't see them or if you want to have a crack at this yourself, I'll put all 24 images at the end of this video and I'll number them. And then you stick in the comments who you think they are, and you can just put the number. I think number 2 is blah, 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 whatever. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you all think. Who you think they are. Have you been having a bit of a guessing game yourself? So, let's crack on. Now, the first one I'm going to do is the one that jumped out at me, and it jumped out at me, and then I actually saw, or I read online, someone had picked that one as well. Because I was looking at these. Were you looking at these and thinking, oh my God, all these statues that are going to be made? Because we know Weta are involved with the making of this TV series. And and somebody puts something as well about a United Cutlery going to make all of these, like, because there were knives and swords and all sorts, and it was pretty much the ones with the weapons that sort of leapt out at me. So, and the first one I saw again, and it was, I'll be honest, somebody had commented, and I thought, wow, yeah, they're bang on. Was the woman holding the dagger, and the pommel of the dagger you can see is made up of the 2 trees of Valinor. You know the one I mean? The 2 trees were called Telperion and Lorelin. I think that's how you pronounce their names. Who, for those who don't know, these 2 trees cast light in the world. I've literally been reading this recently in the Silmarillion. And Melkor, basically, with the help of Ungoliant, destroyed the trees. Ungoliant drank the light or sucked the light out of these trees. And the remaining light that had left had been captured in the 3 Silmarils, which Melkor also stole them and had them fitted into his crown. And finally, Melkor would become known as Morgoth, who was Sauron's gaffer, basically, his boss. So, and the Second Age, which the TV series is set in the Second Age, which begins with Morgoth having been banished to the Void, which allowed the rise of Sauron. So, yeah. I'm not very clued up on it. I've been revising. So the first image was that one, and the one with the dagger and with the pommel was over the 2 trees above. I'm gonna say I think that's Galadriel. Yeah, and I don't know if any of you saw, but the first released image for the TV series actually showed the 2 trees, of Valinor on that image. I don't know if you saw it. I'll put the image up so you can see. So yeah, that was them. Now, the next image I saw was the one, it was very prominent, it was all dressed in gold and he'd got like a lot of gold rings. It reminded me a lot of the costumes of some of those from Dawn in Game of Thrones. It really stood out as them. Now, when I was reading up on the Second Age of some of the rulers and all that of the Second Age, I read about a fellow called, what was his name? Ar-Pharazôn? But his name was Ar-Pharazôn the Golden, right? Now, he sailed from Numenor to Middle-earth and landed at a place called Umbar, I think it is. Like, Umbar sticks in my head because Umbar as well was in Game of Thrones, weren't they? They were the baddies up north. Anyway, I'm going off the rail. Stop thinking about Game of Thrones. Yeah, I don't know if Sauron had been captured by then. But anyway, this Al-Pharazôn, whatever his name is, he took Sauron back to Numenor with him, and Sauron became like his advisor or something like that, and sort of corrupted Numenor from within. He created this it wasn't a church as such, but it was basically like a worshippers of Melkor or something like that, where they sacrificed these ones called the Faithful, I think it was called. I'm having to I've had to read so much these last couple of days. My head is just full of information. Yeah, and basically leading to the downfall of Numenor. Basically, that's what happened. I don't want to put too many spoilers here for you. So yeah, and that whole thing with Sauron and how he sort of infiltrated, it often makes me think, I wonder if George Lucas, when he got his idea of Palpatine and how Palpatine did all that sort of stuff, if that's where he got it from, because that was very much what, reading what I've been reading the last sort of few days, is what Sauron was sort of doing. And when Numenor fell, Sauron's body was destroyed, because he appeared as a very tall, I think it said dark and beautiful elf. And when his body was destroyed, Numenor fell, his body was destroyed, and his spirit survived, and he became what we all know and love. So yeah, so on the subject of Sauron, the next one I'm going to go for, which you all know is the one which my favourite image was obviously the one dressed in black. Now, there's a lot of stuff being bandied around about this. Is it a Dark Numenorian? Is it the Witch King of Angmar? Is it any one of the 9 Nazguls, actually? Is it Sauron? Is it Melkor / Morgoth? Who is that one? Now, I think, obviously, in these images, they've got to have shown Sauron. They've got to have shown Sauron in one of them. It could easily be a Dark Numenorian. It could easily be one of the 9. The thing that bothers me is the sword, because I don't recall Sauron using a sword. But then again, like I say, I don't know much about the Second Age. So I don't know, but I don't even recall seeing in any of the artworks of him with a sword. I have seen images of Melkor with a sword, but I don't think Melkor... I think they might give us sort of like a prelude to this, like they did with in Fellowship, where they went back into the Second Age and let us know what was going on. They might well do this with the First Age, but I don't think so. If Melkor's going to appear in this, I think it's all going to be all but brief, and I don't think they would have put him as such a prominent thing as having his own image of one of the 24, when really it's the rise of Sauron, the Second Age. So I don't think it's Melkor. I don't think it's one of the 9, and I'll get to that why. So I'm going to say, even though the sword bothers me in this image, I'm going to say Sauron, because it's the most obvious one. He's got to be a one of them, so I'm going to say that's Sauron. And I've got reasons that I don't think he's any of the other like regal looking ones. I'll come to them in a minute. So I'm going to say Sauron. Now, the reason why I'm not going to say it's one of the Nazgul is because you've seen the image with the really cool sword, but it's a broken sword, the blade snapped. I'm going to go out the limit. I'm going to say that broken blade signifies a fallen man, a fallen king, if you like. It's got to be someone. I'm going to say that's the Witch King of Angmar. I reckon that is the Witch King of Angmar. And with the Second Age, this story, I'm hoping that we'll get to see Angmar and everything else that's done. And I believe that when the Witch King fled Angmar, he was the one that left the Whites in the Barrow Downs, which obviously the Hobbits go into contact with at the start of Fellowship of the Ring in the book. Obviously that was omitted from the film. So yeah, I'm going to say that is the Witch King. Now the next one I'm going to go is Gil-galad, because I know all about Gil-galad, because I know Gil-galad was the one that fought Sauron, and he died fighting Sauron in the war at the end. And I know Gil-galad is a major one. Now, there's been 2 or 3 shout-outs to him. Now, one is the blue-robed, very regal-looking image. But I'm going to go for the one with the beautiful armour and that gorgeous-looking sword. I'm going to say that one is Gil-galad. That's my guess. Yeah, because I believe Gil-galad was the last of the Kings of Noldor, High Kings of Noldor. You see, the other very regal image is the one that looks to be holding a scepter. Yeah, so that would depict one of the Kings of Numenor, of which there's a heck of a lot of them. But I think to have such a prominent image like that, I reckon, why not go for the first king? The first king of Numenor was Elrond's brother, who got a very similar name, Elros, and he changed his name to, it was Tar. It looks like Minotaur, but I'm sure it's not pronounced Minotaur. It would be Minotaur or something like that. Tar Minotaur was his name when he became the first king of Numenor. Anyway, but his actual name was Elros, and he's Elrond's brother. And then the other regal one, which I know a lot of people have said they think that's Gil-galad, which is the blue-robed image and everything else. I'm going to say no. I'm going to guess that one for me is Elendil, who is the father of Isildur, and he was the founder of Arnor. So I'm going to shout out that I think that one is Elendil, the blue robe, because a very, very, very regal one. So yeah, those are the only sort of characters I'm going to sort of have a whack at guessing. Because there's so many of the other ones. There was like the woman holding the flower, the flower of Numenor, and I did sort of think, because I'd not long read in the book about the last flower and the last fruit of the two trees of Valinor. One became the moon and one became the sun, and I wondered if it was harking back to that. But then again, because there was one holding acorns as well, but they looked to be in very sort of poor garb compared to, I just don't know. But I know there was the image of a dwarf with like a hammer, and I read this online. I didn't know this. I read this online. Somebody's deciphered the Elvish on it, which says awake. Apparently it says awake sleeping stone. So I don't know if any of you know what that refers to, awake sleeping stone. If there was a dwarf, I mean, these are all Dorian's folk, I believe, in the Second Age anyway. So that's it. I really haven't got a clue with any of the others, guys. Those are my guesses so far. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like I say, I'm going to whack them all on the end of this video and number them all so you can all have a crack at them. And I'd love to hear what you all think. I'd love to hear what your guesses are. Oh, I want to do a quick, not a shout out, but just to let some of you guys know, especially any of you in the UK, because I don't know if they ship abroad or not. But I noticed yesterday, Ravenforge, who are based in the UK, the ones I got those swords from, have done 4 licensed pieces from Lord of the Rings. I'll put an image up now, which has got the prices on as well, so you can have a look. There's Glamdring, Sting, and there's the Ranger and Narsil. They look on the images. They look absolutely fantastic, and the prices are pretty good because I know a lot of you are really big on collecting your swords and all that. I just thought I'd stick that on there. You might be interested. Some of you might be interested and want to pop over and have a look. So the only place I know you can sort of see it is on Facebook. So if you put Ravenforge into Facebook, there's a link there. I'll have a check and see if I can find a link to the website. If I can, I'll stick it in the comments below so you can go there. Outside of the UK, I know in the UK, I mean, when I bought those, they shipped them extremely quickly, a lovely personal touch, and it was free shipping. And I'm pretty sure it's free shipping in the UK. Abroad, guys, I don't know if they ship abroad, or if they do, what the costs will be and anything like that. So I'm afraid you'll have to contact them. So they're on Facebook, so I'm sorry I can't be more help. Right. Anyway, look, I'm going to wrap this video up now, guys, because I've gone on long enough about it. I say I will put all 24 images at the end of this. Love to let you know if any of you have got thoughts on who some of them might be. Stick them in the comments below, let me know. I'd love to hear what you all think. What do you think about my handful of guesses that I've just done? It was really quite funny that somebody commented yesterday on my video yesterday saying, hey, you've not done anything on the Amazon Prime TV. So I was literally compiling stuff and trying to get stuff together, and I'm like, I'm just like running behind everything sort of coming at once, so I'm trying to catch up. Anyway, look, I'm going to go, guys. Thanks a lot, everyone, as ever, for watching. Really appreciate it. Obviously, give us a like if you could, please. As always, please, if you haven't done already, please subscribe. I'm off now for 9 days. Whoa! But I'm helping Mum and Dad move house. But I will have plenty of time to sort of work on another couple of 3 videos, so I'll be banging them out. Images coming now in the comments, guys, so stick around to have a look at all of those and have a think who you think they are, and let me know in the comments. And have a great weekend, all of you, and I will catch you all very soon. And as ever, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend.